Okay, good job all of you. So why I have done this activity is, you can also try this activity with the students in the classroom, but they don't know adjective, right? What is adjective, and don't take the risk of explaining what is adjective, what is describing word to them. For their age group, you can ask to tell their name with the same condition. You have to repeat your friend's name before, okay? But add a word before your name, your favorite word. They know many words, but we have never taught them the words, okay? But they still know the words. For example, if I am a student, I might say, I'm a nursery student, I say apple Supriya. I know apple, yes. Or they can say idli Jyoti, right? So let them add any word which they knew before their name. They tend to remember the words. I might remember her as marvelous Mamta because she added an adjective, right? So that word meaning I might not know, but the word, new word for me, right? So I'm building the vocabulary. So this you can try now. Third one, it improves the listening skills of the students. So major first point, important point of learning a new thing is, student has to listen. We all have to be a good listener than a good speaker. Then only we will be successful. Even a teacher has to be a good speaker, but she has to be a good listener to be a successful teacher, because she has to listen to the students, right? She not only 100% she has to talk all the day, but she has to be a good listener to her children. So if they are having good listening skills, whatever a teacher is teaching, they will concentrate, they will focus, they will try to remember, retain and learn, and then give you a outcome. So, and then now last but not the least, concentration and memory part. He is repeating now from Supriya till the end of 30th student. He might remember at least 20 names. If he might break the chain in between, we will prompt that no, wrong answer. So by doing this, their memory power, memory strength will be increased. So these are the kind of activities which has to be done in the class, not like regular thing, put finger on your lips, fold your hands, sit. They'll be sitting idle and their brain will go and sleep inside. Always nursery students, there should be some engagement either with the hands or with the brain. If you ask to sit them quietly, they will go dumb. Okay, so make 100% use of it. So now going into the session, Melu books are those which you have been seen, are developed with a unique motive where we focus on the unique learning student styles of the children as well as each and every one of us. Okay, so what is WAC? Winner, have you heard any time WAC? Did you hear any time about this terminology? See, suppose for example, when you bring back to the classroom, then in higher grades or in our college days, we might not open the book or sit and study for hours together, but if a teacher or lecturer is saying doing the lecture, we listen carefully, we understand, and we are capable of writing correct answers. Yes, those are the students. We will not have 100 out of 100 students like that in the classroom. Only hardly 5-10 students would be. They are the visual learners, the auditory learners. They listen and they understand and they are good enough to go to the exam. That is the auditory kind of learning. Kinesthetic kind of learning is, we have to do by our own hands, have an experience, and then only we will understand. Example, we will see cookery videos, no, cooking videos, YouTube. Looking at the video, we say, ayo, this much only, I know, I can also do. It will also turn out to be a good dish. But ultimately, when you cook that recipe only, you will know either it is a hit or flop, right? Example, driving also. When you see your husband or your father's driving, we feel like this much only I also can drive. But when you actually hold the steering or the handle, then only you will understand how good you are at driving, right? So this is the experiential learning where you have to do and then only you will understand. Same way, when you bring that technique into the classroom, we say pre-primary activity based learning. Did you listen this word? Activity based learning, playway methodology. These are nothing but which have been adopted from kinesthetic way of learning. Okay, so we are telling it is activity based, play based, but we are not actually following. All the schools which showcase the board like activity based learning, playway methodology is nothing but whatever I teach, I have to teach visually, auditory and kinesthetic. Am I doing it? Yes. Suppose you are teaching senses. Okay. Now you tell me, keep aside Melu. How Melu is teaching, I'll tell you. But without Melu, how senses are taught using these three techniques? Are we doing it using these three techniques? Because why these techniques are important? As per child psychology, as per NEP education, we have in our classroom students of visual learners, auditory learners and kinesthetic learners. It is a mix. They will not be given admission into the classroom saying nursery A section students all are visual learners, auditory learners B section. Do we get that admissions like that? No. So now I as a teacher I have to and make the students understand all the three strategies, right? So Melu is such one product which is given to the schools wherein we focus visual learning, auditory learning and kinesthetic learning. How? Visual learning, with the books you see, the colorful content is very attractive and eye feasting to the student when they look into the books. They don't get bored while looking at the books. They feel like they navigate through the pages. Like it is so colorful and the picturizations was also very good, which is easily understandable, right? Auditory, the pen which you are using, smart reading pen, is the only auditory tool which is helping the students to replace the teacher at home. Okay, then kinesthetic, we give you a teacher's activity guide, okay, wherein whatever the index you have the topic, literacy, math and EVS, in this book teacher's activity guide also you will have the same topics wherein activities are listed. Suppose in literacy my first topic is letter A. I will have letter A, what are the materials I have to use, what are the resources, how to use and what is the learning outcome with the pictures. So teachers need not run here and there, waste your time, invest time in creating activities. We do activities but irrelevant activities. Suppose I am teaching letter A from literacy, number 1 from numeracy, who am I from EVS, 3 topics in this week, right? Monday to Saturday I have to complete 3 topics. All my activities on Saturday has to be integrated with these 3 topics, not any random activity. I cannot ask my students, I give a basket of balls and ask them to separate or count. No, that is nowhere my topic, no. So this is called activity based learning, wherein the same concept is taught visually, auditorily and kinesthetically. Understood now? So what is the uniqueness of the other books and the Melu? So you are teaching one topic, one with the book, one again with the pen and again with the activity base. So now my 10 students in the class who are visual, auditory and kinesthetic learners are learning one topic 3 times without getting bored, because I am changing the technique. So even the backbenchers, who are the backbenchers, you know, they are kinesthetic learners. If you see in our college days, all the backbenchers might have settled in US and UK as in good positions, right? But we being the toppers, we are now like they might be not in that good position because they are not given that much of attention in the schooling days. We don't have that much of evolution when we are in school days. Now kinesthetic learners are also given a helping hand when we are giving such type of hands. Okay, so now this is clear, no? Now getting into the topic. In the nursery kit you will have 3 level books, 3 workbooks, 1 art and craft book and 1 rhyme and story book. Yes, along with the smart reading pen. Now the 3 level books are the 3 content books, come activity books. Now level 1, level 2 and level 3 have 3 subjects in it, wherein one book is cleaved into 3 levels to reduce the baggage of the students. Why, you know? Now for the first 3 months students has to carry level 1 book with the other workbooks and 1 rhyme and story book when the period is there. Now after 3 months this level 1 content book can be kept at home and then level 2 book will be bought, right? Now the other when we look into the concepts, nursery, no keeping of notebooks, but you look into the workbooks of nursery, they are very clear, very crisp and clear, and I think they are very much enough for writing practice. Okay, whatever notebooks you are keeping, keep them after Dasra vacation, not now. Let's finish off this textbook, workbooks also. Or else if you want to start, because in the notebook you have small space for writing compared to the workbooks. Nursery students should also have spatial learning, okay? Because now when I ask a nursery student to come and write letter A, how he will write? He will write A. Yes, he will not write A has to be this much. He will not write. For him, the entire space is for him only. They are like that, okay? As they grow, they will develop their spatial intelligence. One of the 8 intelligences, spatial intelligence. So students first make them write in the notebook, workbooks. After they are writing neatly in the workbook, then ask them to give as an extra homework in the notebook. Don't straight away start with the notebooks. Okay. So tell your management also. Now before literacy, math and EVS, no? Right. Literacy. What are we teaching nursery students in English? What do we teach nursery? I'm not asking about the books. For the students as well as the teachers also. Nursery, they think that teachers has no work only. Okay. Nursery teachers, they feel, other teachers feel in nursery only, you know what, they have nothing. Edi cheppina time pass avutadi. No, it's not like that. Teachers, nursery teachers play a very prominent role in students' life, because you see students are coming from their family to a new family. It is a detachment from one family and we are creating an attachment, right? So teacher plays a key role to adapt and mold the student to the school atmosphere. Okay. So teacher, you should not be like a formal teacher. I'm a teacher, you have to stand and answer, or you have to fold your hands and answer. No, those days are gone. 90s kids used to be obedient, not now. These now younger generation are very much active. Let them treat you as not not a stranger. Okay, they should feel like, okay, I should not miss my teacher tomorrow, I have to go to school. There should be some kind of motivation or excitement created in the student, so that they will not feel like tomorrow I should not say I will not go to school. They should say, yes, I have to go to school. But why students cry for coming into the school? Any guess? What, based on your experience, why do children cry? Nursery especially. When initial days I understand, June month, July, August, why do they cry? First point is a mandatory, because all of a sudden they are changing. They are moving from the home to classroom. New place, new surroundings, new people around them. That is the reason they cry. But it is not with all the students. There are few rowdy students, 5-6 students. They feel like this is not the first time they are coming to the school. వాళ్ళకి ఎప్పుడో తెలిసిన ప్లేస్ లాగే ఫీల్ అవుతారు. Right. Second, what is the other point? They feel like, Ammo, this is a different world for me. They are going me to teach. I should learn. Teach, learn is a different word of frightening for them. Yes. So they feel like that is a homework or a punishment for them. It's not like playing. I have to learn something. Third important thing is, students cry to come to school because their routine is disturbed. Okay. You have to check with the parents. If a student is crying or if a student is feeling sleepy in the classroom, why? You have to understand some ground reality. What is happening after full day for nursery, half day? What is happening with the students after school hours to before school hours? Like from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to next day morning 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. What is the routine and how it is disturbed? For example, if students don't have proper sleep at night, nursery students, they feel bit cranky in the morning and they feel sleepy in the class. And if they're cranky in the morning, they continue with the same mood. So they don't concentrate. Second thing, school is at 8 o'clock. Parents will wake them up at 7:30, and in a rush they will make brush your teeth, comb, eat, or they will dump that food also in the school and ask them to complete. So students, see, we only feel like after waking up from the bed, we take 5-10 minutes of to settle, right? After 5 minutes, we wake up from the bed and then start our routine. How children are 2-3 years old, and if they are not like robots, no, switch on and they start working. They need the time. So understand and speak with the parents what is happening. Okay. Now let's get into the books. Literacy. What we have to teach in English periods for the nursery students. General question, not with the books and all. Strokes, rhymes, actions, picturization. What else we teach? Phonics, sounds. First answer is letters. No, English period cheppanu. You have to tell. In English, we teach letters to the students. You all know alphabet? Yes. How many alphabet are there? 26 alphabet. Okay, very good. But wrong answer. How many alphabet are there in English? 26. No. Wrong answer. Oh, vowels, consonants. Wrong answer. Sorry. See, nothing wrong. If you don't know wrong answer also, no problem. We are learning, right? One alphabet. How group of the letter is alphabet? Who told this? You guessed it. How you guessed? You tell me, ma'am, now. What is the law? Guess. but right answer. Okay, but you should be confident enough to give the answer. This is where I am asking questions. Even for nursery teacher, it is nursery teacher, successful teacher. How you will become means it. See, if now I am a nursery teacher, if my student is getting 5 out of 5 in the dictation, I am a successful teacher. But what if the student is getting 0? I am an unsuccessful, right? But for a nursery teacher, we will not conduct dictation for them. How do I judge myself I am successful or not successful? How? What is the parameter? So shape of the letter has to be taught in my English period. Then sound of the letter. What is the sound? B. Yes. So phonic sounds. Every letter has a sound. How many sounds are there in English language? 26. Okay. How many letters are there? 26 letters make 44 sounds. Okay, clear? 26 letters make how many sounds? 44 sounds. That is called phonics. Okay. Now, in nursery, we will have only 26 sounds. Because nursery, we will teach only the 26 letter sounds to the students. In UKG, you will teach 26 plus 5 vowel sounds. Like that, we will be proceeding. Okay. Now, we will focus in nursery on 26 sounds. Now, are you all aware of the phonic sounds 26? Yes. Yes. I'll tell you a story now. Okay. There was a boy whose name is Bunty. Bunty is a 3-year-old boy. He woke up early in the morning, brushed his teeth, took his bath, put on his shirt and buttoned his shirt. Yes. And he is ready to have his breakfast downstairs. He is ready to have the breakfast and mama served him bread and butter. Soon Bunty, before having his breakfast, he wore a bib around his neck and he started having his breakfast. He's happy and he soon took his bat and a ball and he was buckling his shoes. Okay. Then he heard a voice. Anna. Bunty looked around and there is a cute little sister of Bunty and her name is Bubbly. Okay. So Bubbly was asking, Anna, can I also come with you? Bunty said no, but Bubbly started pleasing Bunty and Bunty could not say no to his little sister. So what he said, okay, on one condition, I'll take you along with me, but you should always listen to whatever I say. Then poor Bubbly said, okay Anna, I will listen whatever you say. Soon, Bubbly rushed into the home, packed some biscuits, bananas in a basket and a bottle of water. And she took the basket. Both Bunty and Bubbly went into the park. There, they started playing with ball and a bat. So Bunty is batting and Bubbly is bowling. Yes. So they started playing and Bubbly is getting bored because she want to bat. So once she came running, threw the ball so fast, the Bunty hit the ball and the ball went and fell over the roof of the neighbor's house. Bunty ran to that place and she was waiting for what? To catch the ball. So the ball came down the roof by making buck sound and Bubbly caught the ball and she shouted out. Now it's the chance of Bubbly to bat. Now Bubbly is batting, Bunty is bowling. They played and they got tired. Then Bunty and Bubbly sat on the bench in the park and started munching biscuits, bananas, and while they are eating, they heard this chirping sound of the birds in the park and also saw some colorful butterflies and bugs in the grass. So they were happy and that was their holiday and then went back home happily. Now, who is the boy in the story? Bunty. Who is his little sister? Bubbly. What did Bunty do after waking up from the bed? Brushed his teeth, took the bath, right? And what are there on his shirt? Buttons. What did Bunty have in his breakfast? Butter. And what did Bunty wear around his neck before having his breakfast? Bunty, before having his breakfast, he wore a bib around his neck and he had breakfast. Yes. So, Bunty wore a bib. Bib is a cloth covering like a napkin which we wore on the neck yoke part of the children. Right. Then, what did Bunty take along with him while going to the park? Bat and ball. What all did Bubbly pack in the basket? Bottle of water. Then, how did the ball came down the roof? By saying buck sound, right? How did I say? Very clearly, right? Buck sound. And what did they have in the park? Biscuits and bananas. Where did they sit on the in the park? Bench. What makes the chipping sound? Birds. What are the colorful flying things? What are there in the grass? Bugs. So, all these bunty, bubbly, bat, ball, bib, buttons, yes, all these 13, 14 words, bat, ball, biscuits, bananas, have one common thing in the word. What is that? B. They all begin with a common sound. Bat, ball. Because you are adults, you can understand. But teachers, you should be very specific while communicating with the students. Bat, ball, bib, button, brush, bath, biscuits all begin with the common sound that is B. That is B. And you know, there is one common letter that makes this sound. Do you want to see the letter? That is letter B. So, B is the letter that makes B sound. That makes B sound, and the sound of letter B is B, B, B. So, this is how we have to actually teach the students in the class, not by showing the letter in the beginning of the lesson. We have to teach not only the letter, any topic we are teaching, we have to take them from a known zone to an unknown zone. Then the students feel comfortable, like they will not be in a vacuumated area. Oh, I am going to learn something, letter B. What we do is, we write a big letter B on the board, small letter B, and today I am going to teach you letter B. For us, it is a small letter, small topic which ends in 5-10 minutes. But for nursery student, it is a huge encyclopedia. I am going to learn one big letter. So don't ever frighten the students, taking them that we are going to learn something new. It is already known to them, but we are taking them to a different zone, from this secure zone of them. So all this story is a known kind of thing. So what we have to do as teachers is take a technique, a story, a game, or a rhyme, or an activity. By that technique, you have to take them to land them into the topic. Then they will not have any pressure. Now, without any pressure, after telling a story, I will ask the students what all. Now I have asked you the questions. Now, what did they take? What did they eat? So all these 13, 14 words which I have taken in my story, every student will be learning or remembering at least 10. Yes, I am very sure if somebody misses any word, the other student will prompt the word, right? So this is a stress-free learning where we are not teaching them by rote methodology. Or else, now if I give a target, you have to teach 12 words to a nursery students. What we'll do? We'll drill oral. Apple, apple, apple. Say for 5 times, say for 10 times, then go to the next word. By the time I learn the 8th word, students will forget the 2nd word. Yes. And it is lot of pressure also for the students. So let them learn naturally in a sequence. So this is how we will be teaching the topic. So in the manual, teacher planner, this is the teacher manual which you get. In this you will have, ideally for the higher grades, we will have a teacher planner to be made by the teacher. But nursery, pre-primary, we will not be, teacher will not be working on any manual. So here you will have a day-wise planner. Suppose day-wise, irrespective, you might be starting in July 1st week. Some schools might start in July 3rd week also, actual syllabus. So, whichever week you are starting, that would be a week 1, day 1. So, day 1, what is my topic? What are the TLMs I use? Flashcards, picture cards, it would be detailed here. And how should I teach? The methodology. Even if a teacher is absent, mother teacher is an absent, a supporting or a substitute teacher, by looking at the manual itself, she can handle the class. Okay. Then, what is the classwork to be given? What is the homework? And the last column is very important. This is the learning outcome. You need not work on this. If you do this correctly, this will automatically come. So, if end of the day, in my 40 minutes duration of English period, if somebody will ask you, okay, your English period is done. What did the student, what did you teach? No. Whatever you teach, you have taught, right? What did the student learn out of your teaching is important. Yes, that is the learning outcome. So, my students have learned identification of the letter, visualizing the pictures, picture reading or strokes are the learning outcomes. So this is a in detail planner for the teacher. You can look into it, and every week, last day of the week, we have given as an activity day. Saturday is the working day for nursery. So Saturday, whatever you have taught in that particular week, you have to focus on this WAC Kinesthetics. This is the last day of the week. Activity day or experiential learning. So look into the teacher's activity guide. On letter A, what activity is given in the book. 2-3 activities are listed. So whichever you feel like this will work out for me in the classroom, you can choose that activity. Or looking at the 2-3 activities, if something else strikes your brain, you can also go with the activity. But keep in mind, I should not deviate from the topic because we are giving as a recapitulation to the student. Don't teach a fresh activity or a random activity, irrelevant one. It has to be on track with the syllabus. Okay. Learning outcome. For any activity, you should have a learning outcome. By doing this activity, what did the students learn? Enjoy. No. Enjoy is one of the learning outcome. Fun is one of the learning outcome. But motive is my student has learned to trace the letter or learn to identify and pick letter A or sorting the letter or match the letter with the picture is the activity. Yes, clear? So this is how you have to focus on letters. Right. Now, pre-math. Numbers. What will teach in pre-math? Numbers only. What is pre-math? Why did we name as pre-math? Those are called pre-math concepts because before teaching numbers, we teach these concepts. Math, and in math we teach numbers. Okay. But before teaching numbers, there are certain topics or concepts which has to be taught to the students, which will help them understand the numbers better. Okay. Now imagine these pre-math concepts are not there. Example, big and small, tall and short. Now when I start teaching math numbers, when I ask the students, identify the big number from 1, 2, 3, identify the big number. How will what number will student pick? Which is the bigger number? 1, 2, 3 mein. 3, no? Correct, no? Doubt, any doubt? 3 is the bigger number. But how did the student identify 3 is the bigger number? By its size. So, we have taught them already big and small. Okay. Comparison. Bigger number, smaller number, bigger object, smaller object. Counting. 1:1 correspondence. This is what we call. This is the technique. 1:1 correspondence is what we call. Suppose even my child knows 1 to 10 numbers correctly. If I give 5 pencils to a student and ask her to distribute one pencil to 5 students, the child should not give a blank space there. The child should pick one pencil to one student and distribute 5 pencils to 5 students. This is called 1:1 correspondence. If this is the basic, if she understands, she can learn the further concepts in math. If 1:1 correspondence is not understood, she would have a question mark how to distribute 5 pencils to 5 students. Got it? Have you ever taught this? No, right? But this is the 1:1. This is what we call 1:1 correspondence. Okay. Now, so before we teach math, we teach certain concepts like big and small, tall and short. Still, what else we have in nursery? Thick and thin in UKG. More or less, right? So these are the concepts which have to be taught before teaching numbers. Now, how do we? I told three components for letter. No. Now numbers also have 3 components. Letter has 3 components. Clear? No. Name. Okay. The major important component is value. Without teaching value, how you will teach number? It is incomplete, right? So numbers while teaching, you have to teach the student name of the number, shape of the number, value of the number. If I say number 1, the child should be able to connect. Okay, it is 1 pencil or 1 eraser. Draw 2 lines. Child should be able to draw 2 lines. This is the value which we teach. If we know this value, only child will be able to learn the number, value to the number, right? So now as a math teacher, when I am teaching numbers, I have to check whether I have taught the name of the number 1, 2, 3, yes, and shape of the number is how to write, okay, and the value is counting. Now you tell me, how do you go to writing? How do you teach writing to the students? Strokes, very good, okay. Tracing, dotted lines you give, okay, join the dot. And what activities? Did you see? Notice even LKG, UKG students struggle for writing. Even students are good at oral drilling, they might face difficulty in writing or they are not interested in writing. Why? Holding issues, right? Not habituated. Very good. So Students face difficulty in writing because they lack practice of writing. It is nothing but they are not habituated, because all 1, 2, 3 years they were at home, okay, with playing, okay, and most of the play at home includes gross motor act, like they either jump, run, sit and play or something like. But this is the age group of nursery especially, where we have to focus on fine motor activities, that is the fine motor skills. Whatever activity we do, they have to develop their fine muscles, fine motor muscles. Yes, so majorly those muscles will be here. Yes, so whatever activities we do, especially in nursery, during the settling period from June to July, okay, the transition period, what we call, we have to focus on activities. That is the reason I asked what you have done in the month of June, what kind of play activities you have. So it is not like giving them toys, asking them to play. It should be a constructive play where they have to do the activities with their 3 fingers. Okay, so like buttoning activity, you will have ask them to be some sweaters. For sweaters, we have big buttons, right? So those buttoning, small buttons, if you give, they cannot do it. Okay, buttoning activities. Or if you have any sewing machines at home, you can buy big buttons on a old clothes or shirts. You can stitch them and give them as a play activity, right? So buttoning activities. Then bottle cap activities, give them a big bottle, ask them to open and unbut, right? Then screwing activity, you get nut and bolt, plastic nut and bolts also in the play kits you get. So nut and bolt, ask them to screw and unscrew them. Okay, they hold with one hand and they tighten with the other hand. Then play-doh activities, clay, you have play-doh that you can do, not slime please. Okay, play. If at all you don't have dough, ask them, you get the dough atta from kitchen and ask them to do the kneading activity has to be done. Give small ball of dough and ask them to roll. Whatever they do. Okay, then what you can do them, tracing activities with the 1 finger, 2 fingers, ask them to trace on the sand or salt or suji rava. Okay, or very good activity we used to do in our school days, we dip the finger in water and write on the slate, no, or on the floor. Very good activity which enhances the fine muscles. Give them a bottle cap of water, ask them to dip the finger and write on the slate. No dusting. If you ask them to scribble with a slate pencil, no, they will every time go for dusting, right? So don't do that. Let them do with the finger, and after they have done for 15-20 minutes, go ask them to wash their hands and come back. Then what else you can do? You can also do this beading activity, a big rope and beads. Ask them to bead. So this would improve their concentration skills, hand-eye coordination, hand to eye. They concentrate and they pull in, right? So hand-eye coordination will be improved. Fine muscles will be developed. So these activities will help the students in writing, in holding the pencil. Why we are doing these activities is, they use these 3 fingers for doing, so this will help them to gain the pencil grip. Okay, without doing all these activities, if I ask my student to hold a pencil right, you will struggle for 1-2 months to hold the pencil on. How many times we tell, hold the pencil like this, hold the pencil like that, he cannot hold. There are students who hold the pencil like this also in nursery, right? It is not like they don't know. If you show, they know, but again they will come hold like this only. So identify those students, these challenges. If you gone is gone, if you haven't done these activities, crushing the paper, old newspapers, give them crush, and tearing the pages, give old newspapers, ask them to tear, not big pages. Okay, ask them to, you have to put a condition, use 3 fingers and tear. Okay, and paper crumbling activity, but the papers they tear, no, ask them to crumble and make small balls, and don't throw please. Okay, store those crumbling balls. You can do wonders with those crumbling going ahead in the year. Okay, or else you have to sit and whole night you have to crumple the balls on. So make the waste best out of waste. Give the waste newspapers, ask them to tear, one kind of activity, do the paper crumblings and store them in a box and keep. Okay, now these activities, if they are facing the challenges, let's not waste time anymore. Please do one activity at least in a week. This focused activity. Okay, buttoning, give hard half an hour, solid half an hour, and you monitor whether the students are doing it or not. Not like it is a happy time for teacher, let them do, we will sit. No, monitor. You have to, and create few videos and show it to the parents, share it to the parents. These are the outcomes which you get. Then after that, when you start teaching, you will teach strokes, as you told. Without teaching strokes, don't ever expect the child to write letters and numbers, please. Okay. How many strokes are there? 10. What are they? How is right slanting? Right slanting. Where is right? How is right curve? This side or this side? Yes. Up curve. What else we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Circle. Very good. What is that? Left hook. Okay. Dot is also a stroke. Okay. This is left downward hook. Okay. Very clear. There are few changes which we have learnt earlier. Left downward hook, right downward hook, right upward hook, left upward hook. Okay. So using these strokes, you can write anything. Numbers, letters. Now, what I'll do is, once upon a time in Tamil Nadu, you all know Tamil Nadu? Yes, it is a state. Now, how we have Telangana, there is a state called Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, there is one big mountain. Okay. So on the top of the mountain, there is one small temple. There is one mountain, and top of the mountain, you have one small temple. On the bank of the mountain, there is a river. Bottom of the mountain. Top of the mountain, you have small temple, and bottom of the mountain, you have a river. So, on the bank of the mountain, there is 2 banana trees. 1, 2. How many banana trees are there? So, 2 banana trees, and the banana trees have bananas. In the river, we have 3 lotus flowers. 1, 2, 3. Have you ever seen the lotus flowers? What is the color of the lotus flower? White, pink. Okay. So, there are 3 lotus flowers, and every day 4 monkeys used to come on the banana trees and keep jumping on the trees and happily munch the bananas. How many monkeys? 4 monkeys. It was 5 p.m. in the evening. And a group of 6 birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A group of 6 birds were flying back to the home. Okay. And there are a group of 7 fishermen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fishermen caught 8 fish. How many fish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 fish, and they are also coming back to their home. And there is a family of 9 members. How many members? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is a family of 9 members who are climbing out the mountain. For what? They want to go to the temple. So they are climbing up the mountain to go to the temple, and they climb 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 9 members in the family climbed 10 steps, went to the temple, offered the prayers to the God, and went back home happily. Yes. Now, how many lotus flowers are there in the river? Where is the temple? Top of the mountain. How was the temple? Big or small? Small. How is the river? Big or small? Big river. How many fishermen are there? How many fish did they get? 8. How many monkeys are there? How many banana trees? How many steps on the mountain? How many members are there in the family? How many birds are flying back? What is the time? 5 o'clock. And this is the story which is called story by drawing. While weaving a story, you draw and you tell the story. This is one of the technique in storytelling. Okay. So this is how you teach a number or a numbers from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. This story you will never ever see in YouTube or Google, or it is my own creation. Okay. So like this, you have to cook your stories. Here students will be waiting because we are adults. You might have a guess. Okay, now I am drawing and saying and drawing, right? Here I have finished my story 10 minutes mein, but in the classroom you can talk about one big mountain. Yes, ma'am, I have seen mountain, ma'am. In my village, I saw, ma'am. They will start giving the answers. When I talk about the color of the flower, you said white, pink and all. They say, no, I saw red lotus also. Yes, and fish. I say 8 fish. I can talk about the fish. Fishes, they say. I can even correct the children, it is no fishes, it is fish. Yes, and you can talk about the color of the fish. How many of you have seen fish in the river or have fish at home in the aquarium at home? Talk about. The only thing is, my motto as a teacher should not be teaching numbers from 1 to 10 while weaving this story. My motive should be 4 or 5 other points, like I have to talk about the colors, about the texture, about building the vocabulary of the students, creativity, their imagination. When I say birds, no, I have drawn birds. For me, it might be white birds, or for her, it might be crows, black crows. For you, it might be some pink birds. So, give wings to their imagination. Let them express what are they imagining. This is the ultimate beauty of the classroom. I say, see, hardly in the textbook you have only number 3 in 2 pages. Any book you take, but the beauty comes in where you add life to that number, life to your teaching. Yes, so enjoy while teaching a number. For you, it is tips on the fingers, right? But for children, he should never forget, like, okay, my teacher has taught this. You can even add this numbers also. 11, say you can add any other things. So these 10 people broke 11 coconuts or 9 coconuts. Okay, so if you break a coconut, you got 22, right? So like that, you can extend the story, cook your story. There is no technically correct wrong story. When we read stories, now though we read novels and journals, but whatever our grandparents has told us, did we ever ask them who narrated this story, who weaved this story? No, but we still remember, right? That is the beauty. So bring in some techniques from our tradition, so that students in this age group will have a joyful learning, not stress learning. Okay, right. The U button which you see to the right, you can increase or decrease the volume.
Volume increase. This is maximum volume.
Okay, you go on pressing, it is either decreasing or increasing. So increase until it said this is the maximum volume. Now to the left side, it is pause button. Pause. Okay, now on the page you have these buttons. No, these buttons will have a unique value. Okay, now when you touch the pen on the letter, it says the name of the letter. Okay, there is a speaker symbol there, speaker, mic symbol. Yes, so it says the sound, phonic sound of the letter. Then okay, so name of the letter, sound, phonic sound, and the picture reading. Now when you have English button here, the pen will be reciting only in English. Okay, now there is another option, Hindi. When you touch on Hindi, the language will be shifted from English to Hindi.
छोटा कपड़ा जो बच्चों की छाती पर कपड़ों को गंदा होने से बचाने के लिए लगा दिया जाता है.
Okay, so now because Hindi is our national language and there are few students whose mother tongue is Hindi, that is the reason this will help them out to understand the meaning of these words, and even other students who are not aware of Hindi language can also have an awareness, right? So this is where we have to learn. And now the bottom page will not be read in Hindi. Please mind that. So when you want to read the activity, it gives a beep sound. It will not read. So when students or parents are coming with a complaint like it is showing beep sound, ma'am, you should be telling them without checking. You have to say, oh, beep sound comes because they have touched on Hindi. Okay, so now they have to switch to English. Now you have this snail here. Did you check what is that? Snail. Did you check personally what is that snail? Yes. These are called trivia, sir. So trivias are the stimulators. Like how I asked the riddle in the beginning of the session. This will help the students to think out of the box.
What is it? The rubber spreads on a breadth of
So here almost I have taught 4 words, 5 words or 10 words in my story, but I have to ask the students, check their thinking skills also. So what I'll do, what is that? Mama spreads on bread for you to eat, and its letter starts with letter B, butter. So students say jam. So you have to say, okay, but it is not starting with B or B. So think again. So this is an indirect way of asking and making them think out of the box, and this can be given as a homework. So after you complete the class, you ask the question, go ask the students, go back home, check with your parents, ask your siblings, and tomorrow you have to come with the answer. So let them come tomorrow. First to 5-10 minutes, again you repeat the question and let the students give the answers. They come up with different answers, but at the end you have to tell. Don't show them that the answers are hidden. Here green play button will give you the answers for trivias. Okay, so don't get confused like, okay, I might not know the answer for the trivias. I'm not sure. Don't worry, you will get the answers in the green play button. Now, record option. This is the beauty where you have to ask the students to record because it will develop their listening and speaking abilities. Okay, as I told, you will be becoming a successful teacher when they respond. So, students will speak and respond. So,
Recording start.
but
But
so whatever I'm speaking, I can listen. This is the first way of using. Okay. Now it would be exciting for them to listen to their own voice. That will motivate them to speak. Okay. Now second thing is where you have to focus. I will listen here to my recording.
but.
So I will ask the student to cross check whether I pronounced it correctly as how the pen is also speaking. So here I will motivate the student to speak softly, correctly. They speak loudly, no? We will say don't speak loudly, softly, softly. What is that soft useful is? They will help them to be polite and we will be like, it would be a listening treat for us. So they will focus on speaking softly, smoothly, and they will develop the universal accepted pronunciation. I said but it is saying bat. So I will listen and cross correct. Students are very good in correcting themselves, right? So do this homework and utilize this pen to the extreme. This will focus on their speaking capabilities also. Okay. So why we have used this is this can be used for all the grades actually, nursery, LKG and UKG, wherein front side is for the student. Back has nothing to do with the student. Okay. This front portion you will ask the nursery student to identify the pictures. Picture reading. Okay. See, you have many words hidden in this picture. Minimum 10, 11 words are hidden in these pictures. Okay. So, you will list out the words, give the card to the students. These row students will identify at least two words. Okay. Then shift the card to the other students. So, you group up all the words. This would be identified. You don't tell the words which are hidden here. Let them identify. If they are not doing, then you can do it. Okay. Then after identifying, you can teach a story out of these words by using, suppose you have a helping instruction here. A boy was playing with a ball while going to the school. A boy was playing with a ball while going to the school. He wore a bag and he caught a book also in his hand. But what is the moral of the story is you should never ever play on the roads. That is for that age group, right? So this is the moral and the moral also will be there here. So you can connect with this instruction and the storyline and this moral and you can weave a story using this picture card. This card will also be helpful for doing oral assessment. Your first topic is who am I? How do you teach who am I? Child name you teach. Okay. First you introduce yourself. I teach, you teach, we teach. Okay. First I have to teach, I have to do, I do, you do, we do. This is the concept we follow in pre-primary. I have to do first for myself, then you have to ask them to do and we will do it together. Now you introduce. Okay, take a picture of a boy or a girl or a toy. Okay, or don't take boy girl toys because children are smart enough. They say do that, have a house. They will come up with all these answers, right? So take a picture of your children or take an example of your own thing, right? So I am Supriya. What is my name? My name is Supriya. I live in Sikindrabad. Okay. I have a house, okay, I live in an apartment, flat, not individual house. Okay, then what I have to say, I am married because I am adult, I am married, I live with my husband, me and my two children live in my house. Okay, my favorite color is blue. I love to play in water. I like eating fruits. Children will not like, okay. So, then I like eating fruits. I like to cook. I like to cook and I am a working woman. I go home because I come to school because you are a teacher. No. I am a working woman. I am a teacher. I come to school and I teach children. This is my job. And my husband is also working in a so and so company. He is also working. Or my husband is a doctor. My husband is an engineer. I have 2 kids. Tell the name of the kids and the grades, which the years, how many years old. I am 30 years old. Okay. So then children will adapt, correlate. When I say my name is Supriya, she starts thinking my name is Jyoti. Okay. Then I say I live in Secunderabad, and you think, okay, I live here only, my next place, right? So this is how they interrelate. I say 30 years old. She say I am 3 years old. So on my recent birthday, I have blown 30 candle on the cake. Ma'am, I bought 3 years candle, ma'am. I blow 3 candles, ma'am. 1, 2, 3. My mama kept 4 candles. This is how they correlate, and this is what we have to teach. Immediately, if you say, my name is, what is your name, Jyoti? What, how many years old? It would be a rote methodology. Please don't go. EVS, it is only by ourselves, concepts. First check the textbook, what has to be taught, what points are covered, list out those topics, take the manual, they will clearly explain what has to be taught, and focus only on those points. Nothing to write in EVS. It is only activity, matching, coloring, drawing, conceptual again. Okay, so this is how you have to define. If you give girl boy picture, this is me, I am a girl. They cannot read, but they can tick girl picture, right? This is where learning happens. Okay, so EVS, it is generalized, conceptual. First sit, take time, go with the pen, go with the manual, then enter into the class and teach the students. Anywhere anything doubt, you can directly reach out to him. I will connect with you. Okay.